We've got to be concerned about the arbitrary use of power, especially from it when it's above.
Is that where we are as a country, where you can just stop, not only stop people, but detain them, take away their liberty for any period of time just because of the way that they look?
There has been racial profiling, especially for precious Latino brothers and sisters who are legal citizens.
I've got a CNN panel for us to hop into about political violence, MAGA, ICE, and all things politics. So take a second, leave us a like on the video. We're trying to get to 30,000 subscribers. It helps us out a ton in the algorithm. And let's hop right into the panel discussion.
Yeah, I respect the both sides attempt right here, right now. But I think in the current political climate, when the political violence has been directed to one side, which is to my side, the right side.
It's not.
Oh, it's not? Did Charlie Kirk just get assassinated a month ago today?
Texas.
Hold on
Are
a
you
second.
aware of
ICE
Minnesota?
agents?
Are you aware?
By a guy who had
Trump?
flags that said no king, or flyers that said
Hold
no
on.
kings,
Hold on,
who was
Brianna.
appointed by Tim Walz.
Brianna.
And this is where this conversation gets frustrating, because we're at a point where the conversation probably needs to be had about a turning down of the rhetoric, right? But that starts with Trump and it starts with the right. And that can never happen when the only conversation they want to have is we're such victims and everybody should feel bad for us and hate the evil other side because we do nothing wrong, as they just brazenly lie about any violence from their side when they're presented with their facts, right? A Democratic lawmaker was killed by a deranged Trump voter with a list of Democratic lawmakers to go after, all for anti-abortion purposes. When Trump is consistently lying about Democrats doing post-birth abortions up to the 9th month, who do you think is to blame here? Whose rhetoric is responsible? But again, these guys just want to milk endless sympathy for their side while dancing on the graves of ours.
I think all of that is terrible.
Do you know this for a fact? Because
I do
keep
know this for a
hearing
fact.
this.
I
I
do
have
know
not
this for a
seen
fact.
ICE.
And you're ignoring the facts.
About 1,000% upswing and all this stuff. I haven't seen examples.
We just
of
had
that.
shootings in Dallas and Alvarado, Texas at ICE facilities. You remember
Absolutely.
that, right?
And
that was actually people
I
died.
was very quick to condemn that. That's unacceptable, and those people should.
That's a clear example of what we're talking
There
about.
have been attacks on ICE facilities.
There have.
It's important to note that.
It's actually funny because he's right. There was an attack on an ICE facility in Texas, but you know what you don't see in Texas? Federal agents, militarized agents storming the streets of Texas, causing chaos. But that's supposed to be the exact purported reason they're doing so elsewhere. Who did Texas vote for in 2024? Now, who did Oregon, New York, DC, California vote for? Oh, it's almost like we literally figured out the only difference in the states he's sending militarized troops to and the ones he's not, and it's political weaponization, the things MAGA pretended to be so against, but now they're cheering for or just completely ignoring or acting like it's no big deal, where the National Guard has become just another arm of Trump's fascist takeover of our government, along with ICE, right? Where he can just plant them in cities he feels may not be persuaded to listen to him politically, and now he can garner some sort of intimidation points. I don't even know.
Is that where we are as a country, where you can just stop, not only stop people, but detain them, take away their liberty for any period of time just because of the way that they look?
No, we have enough evidence, though, brother, that there has been racial profiling, especially for precious Latino brothers and sisters who are legal citizens. That's the kind of terror that's unwarranted, and we've got to be concerned about the arbitrary use of power, especially from it when it's above. Now, we're not talking about demonizing any police or demonizing ICE. Now, I ran for president and I was trying to abolish ICE because I thought, in fact, that we ought to be able to relate to each other in such a way that we could talk about the rights and liberties of law enforcement, rights and liberties of citizens, because that's the only way you're going to have some mechanisms of accountability to keep what's left of the democracy alive. If we're dismissing arbitrary power from one camp and the other camp is only concerned about their camp, then you're not going to have any public life whatsoever.
It is, sadly, where we are as a country as a result of who is in charge, but I don't think it's where most Americans want to be. I think the majority is appalled by this sort of gross racist oversteps this administration has taken in their immigration enforcement and otherwise, with Tom Homan going on Fox and openly stating someone's skin color is enough to stop them, their accent is enough to stop them. I think most people aren't comfortable with that, and we should frankly accept this, not accept this, I'm sorry, as a country that not even 100 years ago did accept this, did allow this exact thing. But this is MAGA's America, right? This is where we are because of MAGA and because of Donald Trump. And the gross reality is that those people don't really care that much because they got their tax cuts, right? They got wokeness eradicated, or they got trans people out of sports. So the rest, right? The racism, the bigotry, the oppression, the fascism, the authoritarianism, that's a cost they're willing to pay because their personal lives are going to be benefited. That's something that's like hard to politically reconcile with. But in their America, minorities are victims. Victims are oppressed because that gives more power to those in power, the majority.